Good morning, beautiful and exciting Wednesday morning. It's a fantastic opportunity to be back here with you on the Bumper Breakfast and, of course, to be able to spend time with you every morning. I tell you, I am glad, I am super duper excited that I'm here today. And you know why? We have so many important issues to discuss, and I can't wait for us to keep having those conversations step by step. And this morning, I'm going to take a quick look at the papers, and then once I give you the banner headline and all of the headlines on the front page of the dailies, we're going to our first discussion, which will have to do with how you can solve all of your medical, all of your health issues with the right kind of diet. Now, let's take a look at the stories that made the front page of the papers today. Now, I begin with this Nigeria. And now, this Nigeria, all right, maybe before I take this Nigeria, let me just take a look at the other stories. Maybe, first of all, on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. And from there, we can go to this Nigeria. My director can pull that up. Let's begin with the Nigerian Tribune. To sustain subsidy, federal government proposes 18-month delay by PIA, says National Assembly will amend PIA to reflect new position employed by the APC. Right, it's employed by the APC to fund the 2023 polls. I need to quickly do this. Apologies. All right, we quickly need to do this. I think the hyphen is beginning to have some issues this morning. But while we're taking a look at that, let me just go straight. Says National Assembly will amend PIA to reflect new position its ploy by the APC to fund 2023 polls. PDP says ruling party failed to fulfill promise to build refineries. Experts divided over suspension on the removal. Labour suspends planned nationwide protest. For 11th year, Dangote named Africa's richest person. Rabiu Adenuga topped the list. Governorship election, Oyetola formally receives his nomination form, and the CBN retains benchmark interest rate at 11.5%. Right, Burkina Faso, United Nations, US, Macron, others call for Kabore's release. Now, Kabore is president of Burkina Faso, Roch Kabore, and he was taken into custody by soldiers a couple of days ago. Now, Afenifere to international community prevail on Nigeria, Benin Republic to release Igboho. I discovered Rivers aircraft abandoned in Germany. Wike is talking there. Transparency International ranks Nigeria 154 out of 180 countries. Still looking at the stories on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Electoral Acts reps agree with Senate finally add consensus option. Ekiti 2022 PDP aspirant battle for 1,200 delegates as party holds primaries today. Moving quickly to the Vanguard newspaper. Moving quickly to the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper, PIA in limbo as subsidy stays for 18 months. PIA implementation stalled. Federal government seeks amendment, denies fair of 2023 election behind decision. Action to cost Nigeria about 2.5 trillion naira. NLC suspends protest lots workers, CSOs. CBN recommends engagement with populace and local refining. Dangote remains Forbes' richest man in Africa. Still looking at the front page stories on the front page of the Vanguard today. Now, Nigeria drops 5 places on the TI's corruption perception rating. I like the way they call it. Corruption perception. It's not about the real thing. It's just the way people perceive Nigeria. Now, clashes. Lagos government suspends NURTW at Idumota. Others indefinitely. We won't allow herdsmen overrun Ondo. Akeredolu is talking. 91 million Nigerians fall below poverty line. NESG report. Electoral bill reps backtrack includes consensus option as mode of party primaries. And MBET pays 42 billion naira to Gencos for November power supply. Right. Hanifa's murder followed due process in revalidation of school licenses. PDP tells Kano government. Senate tasked security chiefs to stem smuggling of petroleum products. And above the nameplate, IMF raises Nigeria's 2023 economic growth forecast to 2.7%. I like this one. It's the cartoon just below the Vanguard newspaper there. My husband is my baby, my heart, my honey, sugar. Let me hurry home. He's waiting. Two ladies talking. And this one says, I noticed for some time now that you are this loving towards the end of the month. So, women, you seem to remember that you are honey, your paper, your sugar, your what, because it's towards the end of the month, and you get to collect allowance. Okay. They say they've caught all of you. Let's go to the Nation newspaper this morning. Electoral bill, lawmakers okay consensus with tough conditions. Party must obtain aspirants' written consent. No capital flight from Nigeria, says Emefiele. Now, this is interesting. MPC retains interest rate at 11.5%. If you were told to step down, now the party must obtain every aspirant's written consent for you to have the consensus option as part of primaries, primary in the election. Oh, well, this is quite interesting. The National Assembly seems to be doing quite a lot, to make sure that this issue of primary is properly resolved, with the consensus option having been written and agreed upon by the two houses, the Senate and the House of Representatives. People are wondering, so what happens to us? But apparently, your aspirations have also been, taken care of when they say you must consent for there to be consensus for the position you're vying for. Dangote remains Africa's richest business, worth $12.1 billion. Wike accuses Amechi of dumping Rivers Plain in Germany. Over 1,200 delegates to pick Ekiti PDP candidate today. House Leader Doguwa welcomes 28 child. It's 28 as in 1 to 28. It's 28 child. He has 28 children. He just welcomed the 28th one. Page 3 of the Nation newspaper just tells you a little bit extra about that. The majority leader, Al Hassan Ado Doguwa, the 56-year-old leader, said he's still active and he will hopefully get up to 30 before the 2023 general elections. He has so many wives that he can get as many babies as he wants. He has 4 wives, and is representing the Doguwa Tudunwada constituency of Kano State. Wow. I love this story. I just love the story. All right, the Guardian newspaper. A stay of fuel subsidy. Government will borrow more as states struggle to survive OPS ones. Buhari suspends PIA by 18 months. NLC shelves protest, says no law is cast in stone. Aremu urges sustenance of negotiations. Panic buying as petrol queues return to Abuja. Oyo CSOs vow to go ahead with protests. Suspension of fuel subsidy removal is a suspension of doomsday, says retired Army General. NMDPRA to partner NLNG to solve nation's energy challenges. Thieves break into Arike plane in Lagos, strip cockpits gadgets. As in, we're stealing from airplane. Hey, Nigeria, so they enter the plane and strip the cockpit of its own gadgets. As in, who goes? We were talking the other day about vandalizing train. Now you're vandalizing planes. Violence in Kaduna over killing of Hedda, as Ebonyi declares former rep wanted over alleged inciting statement. Rivers, Governor David Umahi, Rivers aircraft abandoned by Amichi's administration discovered in Germany, says Wike. Ekiti PDP won against breach of peace as Governor Emmanuel heads PDP primary committee. Now you have Emmanuel Udom is the governor of Akwa Ibom State. Right, Nigeria drops on Transparency Corruption Index, ranks 154. All right, let's take a look at the last newspaper this morning. This Nigeria. This Nigeria simply has a banner headline: Subsidy Storm. Federal government removal date by 24 months. All right. Denies fair of 2023 election behind the decision. It's on my director can put that up. You have says no fuel increment for now. Labour suspends the 27th of January nationwide protest. Navy arrest 81 foreign smugglers, 7 stowaways in 4 months. Missing BVAs. INEC withholds allowances of 630 ad hoc workers. After 10 years, Wike traces abandoned Rivers aircraft to German factory. Reps Senate align on consensus candidate in amended Electoral Act bill. All right, those are the stories on the front page of This Nigeria. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, you meet our guest and we're talking about the best diet for you this season.
Oh baby girl, show my baby dele. I want to marry you, no be play. Oh baby girl, come follow me home, mama minduro. Won't fake mama do. Oh baby girl, come be my lover. I wanna care for you yet forever. Oh baby girl, you are my sugar banana, pretty nana, baby. Oh, back for me, I will sing for you. Do re mi so me. I will love you longer than the family. I will care for you more than care me. Baby, oh, back for me. I will sing for you. Do re mi so me. I will love you longer than the family. I will care for you more than care me. Baby, oh, back for me. You want it come so new. Always on my mind, baby, oh. Oh, baby, oh. Oh, baby, oh. You want it come so new. Oh, baby, oh. Oh, baby, oh. Oh, baby girl, come give me children. Whether na boys or girls, I don't care. I know they'll make a lot of sense. I can place all of my pet on it. Let me love you, sell and sell, baby. My tomato just. You are the one I've been looking for. You are the one that makes my world so beautiful. Let me be your full baby, oh. I will sing for you. I will love you longer than I will care for you more than care me. Baby, oh. I will sing for you. I will love you longer than I will care for you more than care me. Baby, oh. You want it come so new. Always on my mind. Oh, baby, oh. Oh, baby, oh. You want it come so new. Oh, baby, oh. Oh, baby, oh. Baby, please come marry me. I wanna take you to mommy, me. Take me to your family. Oh, baby, oh. I beg you, I am on my knees. Oh, baby girl, just take this ring. Oh, yes, I'm proposing. Oh, baby, oh. I love you till we gray, no. Forever I will be your own. You are my heart, you have a stolen. Oh, baby, oh. Oh, baby, oh, yeah. Oh,
Welcome back to the Bumper Breakfast. I have Mariam Omoalaji.
Good morning, people. It's a pleasant Wednesday morning. Tommy is looking all gorgeous, delectable. That's the word she uses for me every time. So,
But really, I think Papa looks good on you.
Papa,
It looks good on you. It looks beautiful.
how do I look? Comment after this.
And please, I thought I was a scarf person. What's up with the scarf?
I want
You want to be on my allergy
I
proper
want to be
today?
on my allergy proper today. And that's why.
Ramadan is still about 2 months away. Please, 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 please. So,
And you know what? You gave me this inspiration. That Wednesday look, that Tuesday look. In fact, I saw it on Facebook and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be wearing this thing. And I will turban my hair.
and you know, a friend of mine came here and I was like, come, why jewo for me? Why jewo for me? Why jewo for me?
Seriously.
Why jewo for me? What is it with this you and
I
this
don't
turban?
know. Lately, Tommy is always on turban
Today
hair,
I'm not on
turban hair, turban
I'm-
hair.
but I'm
and
not on
she's
turban
looking
today.
all gorgeous. In it.
No, but
I
I'm not
tell
on
you.
turban today. And the reason I'm not on turban today is simple. I didn't bring turban. But it's good to have you, Mariam. We have a
Thank
guest in the
you.
studio with us this morning with Pastor Daily Adeoye. Is right here with us this morning. He's a clergyman, but one of the advocates for good diet. I mean, we had a conversation and I'm wondering in my head, is this man still a pastor? Has he become a dietitian? Like, seriously? Good morning, sir. Good to have you on the Bumper Breakfast this morning.
Good morning, sir.
We're talking about eating the best diet to resolve all of your medical challenges. And I want to first of all begin with, where did we get it wrong with our dieting? I thought we had good food.
Very, very good question. First of all, I wrote a book, Why People Fall Sick and Die of Incurable Sicknesses. The first chapter of that book is the sin of our forefathers.
Okay.
Now, what happened actually is that, you know, in the Bible, if you are a Bible student, you know, God called Noah, instructed him to construct an ark.
Yes.
That's the purpose. The purpose is that because the first generation of people that he created, which Noah is among,
Yes.
you know, they sinned against God.
Yes.
And God decided to wipe them away and preserve the life of Noah and his family because
Yes.
he found them honorable and found them very okay.
Okay.
So that he now instructed Noah to, you know, gather all the animals in their pairs and construct that ark and put inside that ark to preserve their life. So other rest wipe them away.
Okay.
So now in those days when God said in Genesis 1:29, he said, fruit, seed, and vegetable shall be your food. That's the food he gave us to eat. Because he's the owner of this body. He don't only created this body, he created with a diet that to use to nourish the beautiful, the wonderful, the magnificent body he created. Now, because of those sins of our forefathers, okay, those food they are eating in those days, you know, after keeping them inside the ark for some days, you know, after the flood, you know,
Yes.
they exhausted those plant
Yeah.
food because they have a reserve, but they exhausted the plant food. When they exhausted the plant food, and for them not to starve,
Yes.
just for before the plant grow, so God now allowed them eat this animal flesh. That's why they came in. So immediately man start eating animal flesh, they found out that it's very tasty and it's very good. So when the plant now grow back, instead of them go back into their original diet, they now went back into this. So that's
I
why
love
we
this
all got it
analysis.
wrong.
Oh my.
So this diet now, and you can't eat those things without cooking them. We are not designed to eat cooked food, just like the way the animal are eating. You know, animal raw. Even the carnivorous animal that is carnivorous, eating the animal, eating the flesh raw. Now, when you cook any food,
Yes.
it's already turned to organic. Your body is organic.
Yes.
It's a living. What I mean organic is living things.
Okay.
Your body grow, your hair grow, everything grows. It's living. Okay?
Okay.
It's not dead. So when you cook certain things, it's dead. So when you are when that thing dead, okay, you are not feeding your body, a living body with a dead thing. Now for the body to convert that thing to a living thing, the body has to reconvert it.
Okay.
That's why all those digestive organs, the liver, the kidney, all these things, they are now overworked. You know, in my book, I now call it the abuse of the body, abuse of the organs. So when those things walk, 24 hours, no break, no jam, then the body give up.
So you're giving your body work, basically.
Basically, because we are not eating the food designed for the body.
So,
and that's the problem.
Wow. So that's where we got it wrong.
That's why we got it wrong.
Now, if we will now talk about the major thing, which is the best diet.
Yeah.
Time has passed. Food is scarce, available. You know, there are certain food that we grew up with that are no longer here. There are certain food that we grew up with that are so expensive now, and times are hard. People are making alternatives for these meals. And yet, we're talking about the best things people should, in looking at, you know, our typical condition, which means things are hard. What are those things that people should totally do away with?
No,
To live the best life,
no,
the best health.
like I said, the issue is this. There are so many things that go wrong. Okay?
Yes.
One, we as a human being, we are not designed by Almighty God to obtain our protein from animal flesh. That's the issue now.
Okay.
90% of sickness today, that hate man today, is animal flesh. In my book, why people fall sick? I mean, in my Good Diet, I have a book, Good Diet, which stated everything about all those sickness caused by this, sickness caused by this. Then, in my book, Your Health is in Your Hand, I need to tell you that if you have hypertension, you have stroke, this is how you got it to. Don't blame anybody that. Because you are the one that ate food that toxins your blood. Because the food you are eating today make your blood dirty. Three things happen when you eat food. Either the blood become acid, the blood become polluted, or the blood become clot. When the blood clots, that's where you get hypertension. Because hypertension is what you got. Because when there's a narrow of the arteries, that's the blood vessel that carry blood to every part of the body. When it's blood, because of the fat from the animal flesh you are eating. Now, the blood cannot. The blood is supposed to flow like water. If the blood is not constricted, it's not flowing properly. Okay, your heart must pump, whether you like it or. So when the heart is pumping through pressure, like you are forcing something pressure, what will happen? The blood will rise up. That's where people get their blood pressure from. Now, our blood pressure that is not treated naturally, you treat it medically. You are using drug. You know what you are doing when you are swallowing drug. What you are doing, you are deadening the nerves, telling that the warning sign the body is giving you. I don't want to hear that noise again. That drug you are using, so you are deadening that nerve. That's what you are doing. Now, when that blood does not flow to the brain, that's where stroke comes in.
So are you now saying doctors have not really, done it right when it comes to drug production?
I wrote a book, Why the hospitals are congested. The hospitals are congested today, not because the doctors are not trained, but they are not trained to cure you, they are trained to manage you to death. Because with what? Drugs and surgery. Any part of your body should not be caught. You are not sick because you lack drug. You are not sick because you lack surgery. You are not sick because you lack any laboratory test. This body is the best, the greatest mobile medical equipment that God ever created. The best, the greatest diagnostic center that God ever created. Your body gives you signs. You want to eat this morning, who give you the sign? Is it your doctor, your pastor? You want to pee now, who gave you that you want to pee? You are hungry now, who tell you that you want to pee? Your body gives you this sign. So when sickness comes to the body, it's a way the body is telling you that the body is not balanced. While I did, take care of me. So what is supposed to
do? If we have to hit those signs,
change yourself, change your diet, because it's a diet that you ate that make you sick. So for you to recover, change your diet to another diet that will bring you back. Because what beats this body is the food, what you drink. Period. There's no other thing that beats this body.
But sir, it's very expensive to follow, let me say, painstakingly that dietary habit and supplement, all of those things. Eating natural stuffs. Now, if you go to, if you go to a Chinese restaurant, you see that you eat natural things, but then it's quite expensive. When you see spinach, you see this, you see that, and at the end of the day, the plate is going for 35,000 naira. 40,000 naira.
And that's why I talk
on
about
top say you won't chop away
One.
vegetables. So how do you go about that as a normal person who wants to still,
be healthy,
maintain?
but does not have the capacity.
The question here now is that, you see, there's a lot of things that people don't understand right now. The first thing we know how to have a knowledge about certain things.
Okay.
Because there's nobody in this world that want to fall sick. Those people like that. But the issue about this expensive or no expensive is not what we are talking about now. That thing we are talking about, what we are talking about here now is a food that are not being cooked.
Okay.
No food that has been, once the food is cooked, they are called it as a bad diet because they have been cooked. They are turned, the organic are turned to inorganic. Your body needs to do some work to
So should we start eating raw stuff?
I'm not saying raw stuff. Now, that's where
What should we
the
be
question,
eating?
that's why the question comes in now. For example, now, in the morning now, like for example now, in the school, we are not taught how to clean our stomach. They taught us hygiene, how to brush our teeth and wash our body every day and everything like. But we are not taught how to clean our stomach. So what I normally advise people to do in my book is that, please, if you want to clean your stomach, eat fruit on empty stomach in the morning.
Fruit on empty stomach.
Because fruit is meant to cleanse the system out because it contains a lot of carbon. Okay? You try for 3 days and see how your body will look like. Instead of eating food that have been cooked in the morning. That's the first step. Then the second thing is that you make sure you have a juicer in your house.
Okay.
Apple, banana, watermelon, and everything like that. Use it as a juice because the food you are eating, whether you like it or not, puts so in your stomach. If it doesn't turn to liquid, your body can use it. Now, when you are not doing juicing, it goes straight to the blood. It's just like you are getting blood transfusion.
Yes.
So, like if I'm treating people that are sick now, for 30 days, anything is something juice that they are going to drink. They are not going to drink anything. Because they don't have enough to digest. Their energy is not to digest those food. So when the food is
no wonder even in the hospital they give fluid.
Yes.
Are you getting my point? So those are the way to do it. So now, like I said, to go to your question is that when you go that way, this not expensive. It might look to you as expensive, but at the end of the day, find out that you are not going to pay B for this and pay for B for that because that's what the body is need. Because if you look at the way the body is created, in Genesis 2:7, God take a dust from the ground and break the bed, and man become a living soul. That dust is take over. That's what your body is built with.
But sir, some people's body system can't really contain fruits. When you eat fruits now, they purge. When they take juice, they purge.
Okay, very
And
good.
they really
And
do not take it.
I've seen someone like that. So doctor advised this person that she should not take fruit again.
So what would she be taking?
It's
Vegetables?
always water. That's
Water.
instead of
Even the water,
juice or
the water
fruit,
you are taking,
then
the water you are taking is an inorganic water. The water you are taking now, they are still inorganic water. The water you
So
are
how do we get the real water?
all those water you are talking about.
So how do we get good water?
Very good. A good water, you get two good water
two sources.
in two sources. One, either you have distilling machine to distill your water.
Okay.
Distillation means that when you put water there, even if it's a dirty water, the vapor, the dirty and everything will dry away. Then the vapor will vapor. When it vapor, it will not condense, not become water. That's pure water. Those pure water doesn't have any impurity, no chemical, everything go with it. Are you getting my point?
Okay.
That's a pure water. Then, if you don't have that, you will now have a juicer to be anything that you juice, like pineapple, vegetables that the juice come out. That's a pure water. If you want to see what I'm talking about, when you juice watermelon or orange or everything like that, you find out that by the time you put in the fridge for 2 or 3 days, when it settles, you find out that you look at the bottom, you see the concentrate,
Yes.
the water will be up. That's the pure water. Pure water. So in my book, I have to differentiate 9 types of waters.
Wow.
So, and then the best out of all, okay, one, we have what we call, this rainwater. The rainwater comes from above, which is pure. because it's distilled by Almighty God. You know, when the cloud, it goes to the heaven, then it distill it, now become rain. That's why it's coming down, okay? But the problem with that is that as it's coming down, there's a lot of pollution around in the air. So when you look at when the water settle down, you find out at the bottom you see a lot of dirt there, okay? So two, there's a snow. Okay, the same thing with the water and everything that is condensed. When they settle down, you see dirty there. Some boil their water. When they boil it, the purpose of boiling is to kill the bacteria. When they kill the bacteria, the dead bacteria is already in that water. They can't see with their naked eye. They are drinking it. So you have what we call ionized water. They are ionizing and everything like that, filtered and everything like that. That's another one. Okay. There are some people who say, our water is spring water, our water is this one.
Because it's from our well is very clean.
There's a company that called Asana or something like that. They are claiming they have mineral. You don't get mineral from your water. You get mineral from your food. All those minerals you are getting from your water, they are inorganic because they are not forms. When you look at your tap, actually in your house, when you dig a borehole, you find out that you are going to see some corrosions. Right? Because the water, they are still inorganic until that water pass through plant. If you are not passed through plant, you are drinking organic water. That's why hypertension. That's why a lot of people are wearing glasses.
So when we now have all this water, we gather them together. we put a plant inside to
see, God Almighty already done this one. You know, the root, when the water pass through the root, you know, it filter everything out. So when you now do juicing, you know, you not get that juicing directly. See, there's 5 kingdoms.
Oh, I get
there's 5 kingdoms.
I get it. I get you now. We need to round up here. But we're talking about food and good diet and the importance of taking the best kind of things around you to kill sicknesses and also to live the best life that you can live. Thank you so much, Pastor Adoye, for being here with us this morning and sharing with us what the good diet actually means. I mean, I'm just thinking in my head right now, like, juice. So those things we need to buy in bottle.
I love to hear, things like this, but then when I look at the money involved.
Thank you so much.
The money involved we are talking about, if you don't do it, you are going to pay at the end of the medical bill.
Medical bills.
You know how much money they are paying on medical bills?
Today. Very important.
The money Christians especially are paying on medical bill can be calculated in every street of the world right now. So that's just the problem.
Thank you so much. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're talking relationships and how you recover from infidelity. We'll be back shortly.
This is your radio. This is your radio.
Star FM 101.5 gives you the best of music, news, talk, entertainment, and sports like never before. We give you incisive news every hour, quality music, and sports all day round. Listen to the most entertaining, creative morning show on radio as Star FM gives you top newspaper review, headlines about politics, business, crime, events, and entertainment stories between 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. daily. Our midday show gives you classic, up-tempo, and contemporary urban music to start your day and get you energized. Between 10 to 12 noon daily, we serve it fresh. Now, take your lunch with us on Lunch Hour Show between 12 noon and 2 p.m. as we pack you with good mix of music loaded with interactive live chart, comedy, game shows, and current events. Our Word of Sport on Star FM comes on daily at the 5 o'clock hour, 6 o'clock hour, and 10 o'clock hour. Daily on Star. Our Evening Belt showcase a mix of urban music, oldies laced with big jokes, talent on shows, and relationships. You don't want to miss is the PM Crew. And round up your day with us on Body and Soul, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. daily with the very best of rhythm and blues, cool music to take you to Wonderland. Join us daily as we give you the very best of music, news, sports, talk, and all-round entertainment. Star FM 101.5, entertaining you all the time. Star FM, your favorite radio station. Star FM on DSTV 869.
Welcome. You're currently on DSTV Compact. Ready to step up?
Let's do it!
Congratulations! DSTV has stepped you up to DSTV Premium. Enjoy all your favorite channels like a boss.
Step up to the next level on us. Upgrade your current DSTV package and we'll step you up to the next highest package at no extra cost.
Do you have continuity or association plan for your business?
Has anyone shared the concept of sustainability with you?
What about the need to protect the rights of minority shareholders?
What are those ingredients germane to having effective meetings?
For these and many more, tune into Corporate Governance Platform every Thursday on MITV, your darling station, on DSTV 255 and UHF 43 at 4:30 p.m.
Corporate Governance Platform is your best medium for informative and educative strategies for the practice of the corporate governance profession.
Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrators of Nigeria, ICSAN, the hub of governance professionals.
Good morning. Good to be here with you again. And I'm back. Some people thought they can be the custodian of finance alone. They will not come, they will not be doing paparazzi.
With their yellow something.
Mm-hmm. A lè má pupa o, but àwa gan adùn as in.
Black and shinko.
What is she feeling like now?
Hello, good morning.
She even changed her glasses. See.
I actually didn't change my glasses. You see yourself.
Are you sure it's not that you have another glass? But you're not wearing the normal glasses.
It's my normal glasses. Maybe it's being worn in a different way.
Why is it worn in a different way?
Because she wants to look.
How do people wear glasses in a different way, into your law?
She will tell us, she will teach us, she will educate us.
What is this thing that you are too fine? I don't like this kind of harassment early in the morning.
Beautiful arrangement.
No
beautiful arrangement.
Yes.
Good morning, Auntie Wendy.
Good, beautiful morning. I'm fine. You guys are looking.
You drove safely, right?
I did. I tried my best.
You
the road was a bit clumsy,
slept,
but yes, I slept and woke up a bit late.
It's good for your body.
Yes, I think my body needed the rest.
These are the kind of people that will come to your house and wake up by 5 o'clock and you'll be feeling like you're a serious person.
Yesterday I was so
Today,
tired.
when she said she slept up till she woke up past 7,
I woke up past 7.
Past 7. I was
like surprised.
I felt like this.
Because you know, I wake quite
She's an early bird, as in she's a morning person. You'll be like, those people that wake up in the morning, they're so annoying. They wake up early in the morning, they are alive, they are active, they are you're not the one to pay.
Am I alright?
Why is she intimidating me?
She's intimidating me with too much aliveness.
Yes.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
All right, yes, we're talking about recovering from infidelity. And Auntie Wemi was just telling me, what even causes infidelity in the first place? One thing we need to look at as well. And then when it happens, what should be your reaction? How should you handle it? How should you deal with it? A lot of people have dragged Mercy Aigbe this weekend. I love that woman to bits and pieces. She's strong, she's heady. I like her stubbornness. I like the fact that she just has this uncanny ability to ignore you. She's like this.
I think I like that about her, but then the truth is, we just need to admit something here in this part of the world, that we are not Westerners. And although you really cannot tell your heart who to love, but the truth is, there are some things as Africans
that is not acceptable.
Is not acceptable.
But that was where everybody on social media got it wrong, because
it's wrong though. It's wrong though. But
hold on, you know why I said where people on social media got it wrong? This is where I had a problem with the story. The ex-husband never said he was friends with the new husband. He never said so. He said they had known each other for years. He didn't say they were family.
Some people
he never said they were friends.
Business allies.
Because he posted a picture showing that they are taking a picture together. And this was what I now looked at. Auntie Wemi is the psychologist here. Imagine that two husband and wives are taking a picture and they are supposed to take a picture together. Please, how do they arrange themselves?
Well, I really can't tell how the arrangement should be. Depending on the occasion I called for that
the picture.
It could be a quick one. It could be, you're here before you leave, something
Let's
like
just take a picture.
Anything
could
happen.
Normally it could be husband, wife, right?
In an arranged setting.
Yes. Or it could be, let's quickly take this picture before you go. Husband, wife flanking the guests in the middle. Yeah. That was what happened. Now, these are the guests, which means they've known each other.
We don't know what happened.
No, I'm not saying. We don't know how the picture happened. I said that was what the picture looks like, rather. Okay. That was what the picture looked like.
Because we don't know
how the picture
event.
Exactly.
We don't know what the event was about.
So they had husband, wife, then the couple were in the middle. Now the man came out and said they have always known each other. He didn't say I am friends with the man, or we were friends at some point. He just said they've always been working. So he was alluding more to the fact that his wife had been close to that man for years. They were never. You get the idea? Now people go on social media and say, he's her husband's friend. Is that this one? That one took a lot of conversation. And then they came back and said, she has even known the man's wife. And then, and the person that said, leaving somebody is something is a gift. Do you know what that thing did to me? When I read that comment from the woman, the supposed ex-wife, I felt blessed to have read such comments. Losing someone who doesn't appreciate you is a gift, not a loss.
Someone who does not appreciate
you can communicate with my story.
True.
And then when imagine somebody just said something like that to me. Somebody said something like that to me 2 weeks ago. It didn't resonate until I read that sentence again.
No, it's even.
Do you get it? People said losing someone who doesn't appreciate you is a loss, not a blessing. Do you get it? And the woman now went back on social and corrected them and said,
a blessing.
Losing someone who actually doesn't appreciate is a blessing and not a loss.
It could be God,
So that was why I said
pull the person out of your life.
And then at the end of the day, why I said I actually like the fact that the maturity with which people drag you on social media sometimes can make you go crazy. Look at what they did to Tiwa Savage. And as we speak, they're doing it to another very respected person that I really like a lot. Pastor or songwriter or minister, Sammy Okposo.
Sammy Okposo, yeah.
You see, one thing I want us to look at, which I think we're not looking at, but maybe if I wasn't trained in this line, I would have probably been seeing what the social world is seeing. These are normal, everyday human beings.
They are not superstars.
They are not
superhuman beings.
They only have a platform that places them on a pedestal that looks special. But don't remove the fact that they have their struggles, they have their issues, and they still need to live a dual life. So when they take decisions that suit them, we should not castigate them. I'm not validating anybody's choice. I'm not validating anybody's decision.
But it's their business.
It's their business because you were not in their coast.
Or in their shoes.
You didn't know what prompted that decision. Then it was who they said was my husband or wife that you knew. Do you know the story of who they've always been with before they presented that person to you? People's lives are people's
people
lives.
come on social media to come and tell us their exes.
People's lives are people's lives, okay? But when you say you're a celebrity, because I didn't quite know how that name came about. You're somebody we should applaud, we should celebrate, we should do this, we should, identify with and all of that. There are some decisions that comes with consequences.
Yes.
Okay, so those are the things that you should pause to look at. See, the social world seems flashy, but the day they unplug, everything will become dark. So you must be ready to face both the applaud and
the bashing.
The bashing. However, we need to understand that these people are human beings.
And normal people.
They are humans. They've got their issues. Okay, like they say, they got their demons that they deal with. Everybody just comes out with paparazzis and you're like, ooh, you're an angel. None of them
are angels.
We should accept them for who they are if you truly want to make them your hero. Simple. So we need to, in psychology, there's something we believe that there is no behavior that occurs in isolation. No behavior, whether good or bad, occurs in
so everything
on its
is kind of like
everything
linked.
has a thread. Everything has a history. Everything has an influence. Okay, so we only see the smoke. You're not tracing where it is coming from. So when we say infidelity, this and this and all of that, okay, we should look at why it happens. We're not talking about these people. We're talking generally. This thing
because it happens actually almost in the real world.
Yeah, it happens.
Not on the social media
It's a
world.
norm. It's becoming a norm. It's now up to
it has
you
always been a norm.
to decide and choose. I will not.
So I don't agree with the fact that you said it has always been a norm.
It's always been.
Now,
let me tell you something.
Now a norm.
It has always been.
been.
Now let me tell you something. If you look at, okay, we're talking about the artists and all of that, okay? You look at the past heroes. We mentioned maybe the juju musicians. Do they have one wife? Do they have their children from one woman?
No.
Okay? Now, you look at even the females.
And they were like in their 80s. Oh. Let's talk about people who are in their 80s now.
This thing, it's the social media and the kind of level we have placed them that makes it look like it's always been.
I'm talking from other people's perspective.
Okay.
We're not talking polygamy
We're not.
here. We are just talking about, we want to concentrate on that story.
It's infidelity.
Let me tell you
No,
something.
we're not talking about Messi Aigbe.
I know.
I'm not even
talking about
mentioning
yes.
It's just that because of the thing that is in the air.
In the air, a lot of people are
The
just
truth
talking
is,
about it.
this thing has always been. It's because
Is it today that
there
you
is
have
an
had
avenue.
that husband and wife, man slept with herself, or woman slept with brother?
Let me tell you something.
Is it
it's
today?
not new.
It's not new.
Infidelity is
Because
not
there's
new, whether
actually
in marriage or
nothing new
whatever.
under the sun. It is the ones that you hear and you see that
After
you
all-
get to know about.
Auntie Wemi, after all, Potiphar's wife tried to sleep with
So
David.
it's always been. So let's look at
Biblical
some
story.
of the things
Tried to sleep with
that
Joseph.
happens, okay, that propels this thing. Okay, now if you're looking at it, some people say, in emotional intelligence, we say the moment you have a fixed mind, then your emotional IQ or intelligence is very low. Okay, generalizing is lack of emotional intelligence. You cannot say that's how all celebrities are. That's how all men are. That's how all women are. We still have some of them who
are not
are
like that.
holding tightly to what they professed. My marriage is my marriage. My husband is this, my this and this.
Yes.
So we can't generalize, but this thing happens. Okay, so you look at, have you considered the fact that this person who claims I'm in a marriage, is this person having enough attention
in that marriage?
Is this person having enough affection? Okay, now has there been breakdown of communication between them? you look at things happen between them. Is there any history of mental health issues? Because to be a celebrity, if you don't have it up together here, you are likely to lose it somehow. And when you are not in charge of your mental health, you could take any decision. You could do anything. Okay, so we need to understand. Then we need to understand and ask question. What kind of life circle are they? People have been married 1 year, 2 years, 3, 5, 10. There is always, we have stages. Okay, and if you are lucky, the first stage of pressure you might be able to scale through. Second stage is there, third stage is there, and all of that. So people are not looking at what are the stages in the when I talk about stages, I'm talking about you know, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. What stage of parenting, what stage of marriage, what stage as a husband, what stage of life, okay, as a woman are you? So we need to look at some of these things before you just begin to throw stones at them, and you make, they are humans, they have their issues, they have mental health issues, they have emotional issues, they have all manners of issues. Okay.
But then when this thing happens, because we have established the fact that it does happen.
Yeah.
Now, when these things happen, whose fault is it?
We can't lay blames. Well, for me, because of my line, I can't lay blames.
Okay, even on the perpetrator?
I cannot
or the offender?
lay blame. No, you call it the offender. Okay, we've looked for names.
Yes,
to
because we have
we are still judging.
Some people
calling the person the offender.
I mean, we have all manner of names. They have abusive names, the cheats,
We're
the this,
still
the that,
judging. But we need to help people get to the bottom of it. How
Did you
did
say,
you get
women,
here?
before they get, are you saying that the person needs to see a therapist and then get to the
Yes,
bottom of it?
those are part of the recovery steps.
Okay, now before we get to that recovery step,
recovering after infidelity. This thing we call infidelity is actually an emotional pain. Okay, now it is not just the person who carried out the act. Even the person involved with the person also is, as in, I'm talking about the couple.
Yeah.
All right, they are both emotionally battered.
In that situation.
In that situation.
But then, come to think of it, we have some people who are naturally
they are natural flirts. What I'm saying is,
maybe we should not call it flirts, call them natural cheats.
Natural cheats.
I think flirts seem
derive this joy.
friendly.
So you know, when you say somebody is a flirt, the person can be flirting with everybody and not get down with them.
Yes, but some people are not just like that. We need to also understand people's temperament.
It's their nature, is in their manner.
We have people whose temperaments are prone to it. Okay, they are prone to it, and we have people whose personality, they want to do it, but situation and personality and ego will not let them go into it.
Now, the judging,
Okay.
Auntie Wemi, you talked about we're still judging by calling them all of these names.
Yeah, you can you call them a cheat.
The judging, is it cultural? Is it behavioral? Is it social? Is it spiritual? Did it come from?
Yeah, it's societal. Somebody says something that everyone is a thief. It is whoever
gets caught
that is actually
the main person that we all accuse.
So what I'm saying here is, you talk about infidelity, you talk about cheating. Okay, a man, I believe, okay, doesn't just get down like that if it's not a case of rape. Okay. Now, for example, I'm going to say something very sensitive here. Now, my father, okay, I have a stepmom. My father married my mom. From the story I experienced and all of that, okay, he keeps telling you when he's experiencing some things, he says, I'm not a polygamist. These and these are the things that led me into marrying another wife. Now, my father didn't stop with my mother. He picked another woman. But he keeps telling you this is not who I am. Now, one thing I want people to know is most times situation push people into something. I'm not validating anybody's issues. Do you get it? But let's try and be empathetic with people. We're not saying what you did was right. We're not saying because it's normal. In psychology, they say the human brain sees and attracts the opposite much more than he sees the real side.
Yes.
So it's normal, it's natural, it's societal. But what we're saying, when we talk about recovery, somebody will say, is it possible to recover? I say yes, but it still depends on you. It depends on you. Because even, the truth is, even when it comes to some legal issues, what if I let you know that he slept with another woman or another man doesn't hold water in the court? So it's you who should decide whether I have the capacity to hold it or not. But once you
by
decide,
hold it, you mean I have the capacity to handle
to
the fact
handle
that my
this. So
partner
what we say
was
is,
with somebody
you
else.
are not saying you want to handle this person with the mindset of dealing with the person. Because there's something in the news right now, on the news, where a woman killed her husband because she discovered that he impregnated somebody else. Now, if I'm going to sit in the position of a judge, I'll say that that singular act shows that you were the violent one in that relationship before the man went out to look for succor.
Yeah.
Nobody is seeing some things. They just believe he did this. So,
and usually when the perpetrator of this crime is a woman, society comes to her head and everybody
then
starts screaming, oh, it must be the man
it
that
must
is
be
at
the
fault.
man.
Oh, it must be the
But
man.
what we're saying is that whether it's the man or the woman, recovery is possible. So long as that act of affair or infidelity is not life-threatening. Because we have some that they keep giving you infection, you know, HIV, and then you lose assets, you are losing your health. Once you know that it's life-threatening, I say, please don't think of remedying anything. I will categorically say that. But when it still looks like the person who carried out the act is remorseful, what you look out for is remorse. Remorse. But if the person is not remorseful,
Genuine apology,
then I don't think recovery for the person who felt hurt will be
possible.
easy. All right?
Wait, it's possible, but it won't be easy.
It may not be. Even when it is possible, even when it looks easy, because this is my emotion that you have hurt. And by nature, male, female, we are emotional beings. Okay, a time will come when something will, you know, will
Trigger
spark
up
up,
there.
so, you know, and then you remember or you link it with and all. But what we're saying is, recovery is possible. Okay, when there is remorse, try to understand, because one thing I want people to know, it could have been you. If it was the man today, okay, if it's the man today, it could be you tomorrow. So practice empathy, flip it. Okay, so and then don't make a rush decision, because when you are hurt, when you discover things and all, your emotion and everything will be high. At that point, don't make a rush decision. Don't call the wrong person. Don't go to the social media, and then you are now sending stuff.
The social media that I was talking about.
Try to go after the person. See, the truth is fine. I empathize with you. Something, they've robbed you of something, your trust, okay? But the truth is, it does not diminish you as a person.
True.
It's actually that person that needs help. Now, I'm going to try.
So you're saying that the person that was cheated on is not the person with
It's not.
It's not
Now,
the person
I'm
that
going
should feel.
to say something about what the Holy Book says. It says, he that commits infidelity destroys his own soul, not the other person that you did it against. So you fine, you were hurt, but the truth is that other person gone that perpetrated it needs help.
In fact,
So
your
you
conscience will keep, you know,
You must look at
telling
how
you that you've done
we will help
something wrong.
us. But before you get to that point, please stay away for a while, because you cannot determine what you are capable of doing. Stay away, yes.
Which is where the violence comes from.
Seek permission to give him space and tell him, because if you are not careful, he might commit suicide, because he's not sure what you want to do. He's not sure the next action. He's not sure where you're
So
going.
even if you are apart, communicate.
If you don't want to communicate, it's okay.
Okay.
Stay off. But don't do or take these steps by yourself. Let somebody whom you are accountable to. And that's why we say in relationships, you must not always be alone. Have somebody you are accountable to. Okay? You have to respect and regard the person, okay, if you can't talk to the person who hurt you directly, let there be an intermediary who says, okay, she's with me, she's somewhere, or he's with me, he's somewhere, and then she just wants to be alone. And then you have to also immediately try to start to seek support, help, emotional, psychological support. Because one thing we don't know is at the end of the day, when you hook the person up with a lot will come up. Then you will now become so sympathetic towards the person. Okay, you make it like, okay, I am not saying what you did was right, but these are the reasons behind him or her doing this. Now let's go bring it home concerning the situation of the person in the social media, and everything. Some people were saying he wasn't supposed to write an apology letter, this and this. I'm even indifferent about it, okay? But what people don't know is he's not alone in this. There's somebody outside the box who you cannot determine how far she is likely to go. And there's somebody inside the box whose emotion and marriage has been hurt. So he took responsibility for it. So that kind of a person, by my assessment, it's not time to begin to say you did not use CD. You two you went to. Excuse me. Is it because it is his own that we know today? How about those who are higher than him that you are following? Do you know what they are doing behind? Let's not castigate people. So long as there is a sense of remorse, that's when to come in and help. And then help. And it's people like that who come out stronger. Because broken people end up becoming whole, stronger when they find the right help.
Oh my God. Hey, we've been talking about recovering from infidelity, and quite a number of people would say it is not possible. It is not possible. But I've heard these violent, these violent stories where, oh, she stabbed him, oh, she cut off this, oh, she did that, oh, she did. And then, some men, and I think it all came down from the reaction of the men when their wives commit or are perceived. Sometimes even wife was perceived to have committed adultery or committed infidelity. And the next thing is the man is bashing. And when it's done, some even threaten them with cutlass, some threaten them with this, some actually go to the point of maiming them and then chase them out of the house. Women are now trying to imbibe that violent culture as well. So which means it's always been in you. If you can stab somebody, I agree with Auntie Wemi. If you can actually stab someone to death because of that kind of a thing, not because you were being threatened, you get what I'm saying? Not because you were physically in jeopardy, you just, because you want to react. What will you do if they bring the child to you and say...
let me tell you something. Most of these great people, leaders, and they have their story.
Yes.
As I'm seated here, I just remembered, Clinton, his issues. You see, it's happening everywhere. But their women are not, they feel hurt. Now, they handle it. There's always a coping mechanism. Let me tell you something. It's a secret. Now, every woman needs to be wise. Understand the man you're dealing with. Okay? The understanding of the man you're dealing with has not been given to anybody except you. That's the truth. Any other person is just trying to fill in the gap. So what I say is, the moment you realize that your man is remorseful, okay, let me tell you, the truth is the power has shifted.
You have the power now.
You have the power now. That's not the time to begin to... No, that's the time for you to truly take
as a matter of fact,
your place. Because somebody else took your place, as it were. Now you are taking it back. It's not time for you to begin to act like, I will deal with you. No. Anything you ask for that time, he will give it to you.
I love that.
Oh my God, we're rounding off this conversation, and I'd love to do this again. Honestly, I'd love to do this again. And possibly let's have stories. When we come back next week, let's have stories of people who have gone through this before and have, gone and dealt with it. And then share those stories. Send it to the number on the screen. Do a voice note. Do an elaborate text message or WhatsApp message to the number on the screen. We'll save them and we'll definitely get to share them next week when we come around. Vanti Wemi will also be sharing with us why partners cheat. The real reason.
You have used that word again, cheat.
Why partners?
There are different forms of cheating now.
Okay, why partners see other people?
No, let's use it this way. Why we have scummy partners?
See, let me tell you something. Anything you do behind the other person
it's cheating.
that you derive pleasure from, it's cheating. It doesn't have to be until you. Do you understand? Everybody is a culprit one way or another.
Can you imagine? Everybody is a culprit one way or another. There's one person that is making you smile in the corner, and every time the person calls you, you're always smiling.
Yes.
Or in fact, the fact that you even gave the person time to call you, means that you are cheating.
The truth is, emotional. We all need emotional dependence. Okay, but you must know who you are depending on emotionally and what to derive and what the person is taking from you.
But no, but religiously, they usually say that all of your emotional dependence should be on your spouse only.
In this time and age, it's not possible again.
Like before. Even before our time. Even before our time, let's go and check our fathers and our mothers.
I keep saying it. Emotional connection is very important.
Let me just before mommy's
emotional connection is important.
It's
you get to a point where you discover that gish thing is not sustaining your marriage again. You will still need,
and that's why we have people talk about this fact that love is not enough.
Exactly, you will still need somebody you relate with, but not in the moral level. Do you get it? Not in that level,
sexual level.
Okay, so
and not the bestie level, but
not that
shoulder to lean on.
Everybody needs a shoulder.
I need to go before they come and tell me to something else.
I have other things that we mentioned.
And some shoulders can be so nice,
very, very succulent.
Very wide. That to you. Let's go to the Chinese restaurant.
But be careful what you eat, so I know I eat spaghetti.
This will not kill me. Do not kill me. I swear. No, about you close this morning.
Yes, so please just try as much as possible to stay responsible, stay alert, and please be infidelity free.
Yes, that's the word. Be free of it. Play safe. That's my own. Enjoy your life, but please safe.
Enjoy your life,
but play safe. Okay. My name is Tomisi. I will see you people tomorrow. These two people, I need to carry them to where they came from. Bye-bye.
Bye.